All right, so the month of August is done. So let me just do a recap of the biggest trades that I've had this month. So again, I'm JaviFX. I'm a professional trader here at Velaris Trading, and I'm already 200K funded. All right, let's get into it. So you may have seen this before, but let's just recap this quickly. So on the Discord, I gave this as a signal. So what did we see here? Well, it's a demand zone here. This is the bigger demand zone and a what you call extreme demand zone, which actually it got tapped. So if ever you guys are waiting on this demand zone, you still would have been tapped for a greater risk reward. But I settled for the double confluence of demand plus 200 moving average tap. So extremely simple trade, and we got 161.62% ROE, return on equity. So basically, very simple trade here. Multiple breaks of structure, break, break, break of structure, break of structure again. Therefore, right, if you've watched my 2-hour beginner training video, I work on assumptions. So after the assumption of a higher high, next the assumption is a higher low, which is where we enter, and our take profit will be once again at the assumption of a higher high. Extremely simple. Okay, so first trade. Now the second trade over here, this one right here, let's just clear this up real quick. Clear this up, clear this up, clear this up. Okay, so now the second trade, after the assumption of the higher high, higher low, higher high, now the assumption again is we get a higher low. And why is that? Because break structure, broke structure, broke structure. This was a sweep, not really much of a break of structure because we did candle body close, but still valid because we broke all of this structure. So if you're a trend line trader, oops, let's move this aside. If you're a trend line trader, okay, you can see a like this, right? Something like this. We got a breakout. So it's going to be a breakout into retest. Okay. So here, this was more of a discretionary type of trading because we saw, let's go to the 1 hour real quick. But before that, the real position I wanted was here at the moving average tap plus 4 hour demand zone. Okay. However, let's just mark this on the chart. This is August 26, 4 a.m. Okay. So August 26, 4 a.m. barely touched it. However, if you look at E, August 26, 4 a.m. Wait, let me just clear this up, sorry. Okay. This is a demand zone. Very similar setup to Sol, right? Breaks of structure, break, break, break. Okay. Breaks of structure, multiple breaks of structure. But August 26, 4 a.m., price had already touched the demand zone. So price could just move up any second here, while Sol hasn't tapped it yet. Okay? It's moving up along with ETH that was moving up as well after the touch. Same with Bitcoin. Where were we? Same with Bitcoin. All the way up here, August 26. August 25, 4 a.m. Okay. So on Bitcoin, this was the demand zone that I was looking at right here. 4 a.m. We already tapped that demand zone and we were already having a big reaction. So I told myself, you know what? I might have been front run and I might just have to get in. So how I navigated that was like this. So we got a front run of the demand zone. However, ETH and Bitcoin already touched the demand zones. So at any point in time, ETH and Bitcoin could run up and bring Sol with it. So that's where discretionary trading comes in. And you start to look for confluences on the lower time frames. Okay? So what did I see here? We got a break of structure around here, right? This was a news candle. So we got signs of life, breaks of structure, okay? And they ended up getting in at this 1 hour demand, netting us 243, 158% risk return on equity. Okay? Absolutely beautiful trade. Now again, go to the 4 hour. Again, why did I take profit here? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? Okay. Beautiful. Now, right now I have a trade here still ongoing at the moment. Still ongoing. I gave this as a signal. Uh, it's the same, exactly the same concepts here. Exactly the same concepts here. Where we got in at the demand zone. Okay, we saw a sweep, and I'm in. Basically, I'm in. This is SL2 break even already, so technically a risk-free trade. Okay. Now, let's talk about memes because I've been signaling memes for quite a while. So here we have Tokaboo. So if you look here, there we go. That was a 9-day hold, all of that. Invested 32K, and the gain was 29. Almost 100% gain, almost 100% gain. And this was the signal here. So if you guys take a quick look, I gave this as a signal in the Discord, and exactly just got one tapped. Let's open this fold. One tapped, and guess what? We absolutely nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. However, I wasn't able to get out of the exact Pico top here. So I was able to exit around here when we broke structure, when we broke the moving average. I cut right here because you may ask me, right? Oh, why didn't you take profit here at the top? Okay, let me ask you this. How did you know that this was the top? How'd you know? Because TPing here is the same as TPing here. How would you know if this was the top or not? Right? Because look what happened. We just traded, tapped the 1 hour moving average plus, right? Plus that 1 hour demand zone. And we got this God candle, right? And guess what? We got this. And again, trading here at the 1 hour moving average as our dynamic support plus this demand zone, right? So, can you tell me that this isn't the same as this, right? You can't. You can't. Because we're still following that same 1 hour moving average that fueled this whole run to begin with. Okay? So, that's how you look at trading. You ride the trend until it's no longer the trend, right? So, what I did was I got out once we broke that 1 hour moving average, right about here. Let's move this a bit down. Right about here, because this could have been a quick deviation deviation below, and we could have run it back here on that reclaim. But then once we broke structure again, I told myself, all right, I'm out. So that's how to look at trading. It's not oh, I should time the top all the time. Just time this top, right? But then you have to be able to know when to hold and when not to hold, right? We're still bullish. We're still respecting everything. Respect, respect, respect. And then we break down, right? In a optimistic scenario, this could have just continued higher and higher and higher, while the moving average could just keep using it as support, right? It goes down here and just like that. So again, you won't be able to time the tops. So you have to be able to adapt. Okay, once you break structure, once you break that moving average, and that's when you start, thinking about, okay, I think it's time to get out. Right? That's how to view all of this. That's how to view all of this. Okay, so you can get back in once we start trading back and closing trading back above the moving average. The same concepts that I teach you guys when we trade the majors, right? Sol, Bitcoin, ETH is exactly the same as how I trade the meme coins, because it's all the same. You trade the meme coins, you trade Nasdaq, SPY. It's all the same. Every financial market is the same. You can trade them the same, all right? And again, if you want to learn what I do, my exact method, right? There is a free 2-hour beginner trade training in the description below. If you want to do mentorships, I also do one-on-one mentorships. Again, everything's in the description below. If you want to be part of this, the Discord, again, sign up. Everything is on a Discord. Everything is in the description below. And well, if you want personal feedback, you can book a diagnosis call with us, specifically Diego. We'll see where you stand as a trader, uncover your weaknesses, and basically let us know how we can help, and we'll do it. All right? I'll see you on the inside.